Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miel Hebraica, Hebrew Honey. And today we're just going to be looking at one single verse here, although there's going to be a lot of material in this one. That's a pretty interesting situation. Whenever you have a verb like this, which is well, quite lengthy, there are a lot of details inside this particular verb here. Ish, tach, sha, tasha. It's a doubling of the sheen here, doubling of the ayin, first person singular prefixed pronoun here, and then this also is a causative tau. Okay, so a lot of things going on with this particular verb, so we'll get into it, and we're going to go at it gradually so that it doesn't just sort of overwhelm us as we go. But it is Psalm 19:16, behukotecha, in your precepts, ordinances, precepts, ish shatachsa. I am very delighted. I'm very happy to do those things. It's the repetition of the shin I and the shin ayin right here. It makes it emphatic. Okay, I'm very, very delighted with your precepts. And then lo esheka debrecha, and I'm not forgetting your word. So because I won't forget your word, then because I'm so happy with what I find in it. Okay, so and here it is. I will delight in your statutes, as behukotecha, and your statutes of you, plural with the yod right here. That's how these are formed. And again, the psalmist speaking to God. He's speaking your statutes, your God's statutes. Ish shat asa. Okay, I delight in these statutes. Okay, and then lo esheka dibrecha. Now, this particular verb right here is based on this particular root. Now, I have to caution you a little bit about this root because the people who design or have made dictionaries, lexicons, and so forth like to have things that can be easily found, and then they will in fact invent a root that they can easily, when they started making them, they did it all in little cards, easily put on a card and work from there. So this root is an invented root. It's because the people who do dictionaries need something easy to find. Okay, but you won't find the shin ayin in this way. Yeah, it's always either simple like this one, hasa, or it's doubled out like these here. These are right here. That one's also doubled up. So you're going to see it either by itself. In fact, in this particular verse, you see it doubled up. You see this one in a single form right here. So yeah, they'd say, oh, we lost the ayin. Okay, never had the ayin in the first place. Okay, so this cautionary tale is to, yeah, when you're using a dictionary, don't think you're really finding something that's exactly there. You're finding something that's there because the person who made the dictionary wants it easily found again. Okay, so that's why this particular root happens to appear. Wasn't really used in this shape or form in ancient times. So we're going to get into some of these comparisons right here. This particular phrase comes from Isaiah 6, and it's part of the calling of Isaiah, vision in the temple, and then the Lord says, who will I send? Who can I send? Who will go for me? And then Isaiah says, Hinene Shelani, Lord, send me, please. And then the Lord says, I mean, it's going to be a very difficult task. And the Lord then begins listing all kinds of trials and troubles that the prophet's going to have, trying to share God's message with the people. And it reaches a high point right towards the end of the passage of Enenav Hasha Pen Yera, and their eyes, they'll be closed up, they'll be smeared over, they will be covered lest they would see. Okay, lest they could see, and this pen means they'll turn and see. Okay, there's a possibility they'll turn to the side and take a good look. Okay, so this Shah then is something that your eyes are stopped up with tears, and so it's a very moving picture here, because up to this point, wow, the hearts are heavy and the ears are all stopped up and everything's really in a big mess up, and then you get to the eyes, and then Hasha, they are covered, but they're tears, and then they're being moved to change, and then so okay, and all of a sudden the change takes place, and then the redemption is brought to God's people here, pen yera, and then at least they might, or then it will turn to, fen means to turn the face, they will turn to seeing. Okay, so this is a hasha. This is very simple. This is the root without the second ayin, and the second ayin really is just, like I said, an invention. So this is the next one. This one is it's also the Psalms here, because this is tanhu mehi. This is your compassions, and that's a plural right here with the yod. Nahum is something you feel inside. Nehemiah is derived from this particular word here, nun chet mem, very well known root in terms of how we feel things really on the inside. Okay, so this is the psalmist talking to the Lord about his compassions. Okay, tanhu mehi, your compassions. Yish sha shu. Okay, yish sha shu. Okay, so this is a Hithpalel. In other words, Hithpalel, and it's very curious. Incidentally, we're getting into what's known as exotic territory in terms of conjugations. Okay, morphology. It's getting a little complex here, but it's simply a reduplication of the syllable. Okay, just the shin ayin. Okay, double it up. Why would you double it up? You double it up for emphasis. Okay, this is you wanna repeat. Semitic languages, they repeat things just to make things, they say, hey, give them emphasis. Okay, and sometimes in all languages of the world have a little tendency to do this. Hey, or there, or things like that. It's just simply you want to get attention of somebody, double up your word. So this is what's happened here. Yish shashu and nafshi. Okay, my heart, my soul is because so your compassions, they delight, they make it very happy. Okay, shasha, okay, shashu, yeshashu, they make it very happy to my soul. Okay, so nafshi is my soul. We'll get back to, now this one is out of Isaiah, and Isaiah is now talking about people who are just really really messed up, and they are so drunk they aren't even seeing straight anymore. So, and I've picked this particular. There's only about 9 or 10 places in the Bible that this verb is used, but this is one of them here. And again, we get into exotic territory. Now, we'll start with a simple. This is shu, okay, to be blinded, or to have your eyes filled with so many tears that you aren't seeing anything anymore. So yeshu, and this is hishtasu, okay, hishtasu. Okay, what do we have here? This is the same root right here, shin ayin. Now, shin ayin is over here as well. It's a little bit split up here, but it's still there, shin ayin. And then you have a hit. Now, this is Hithpalel. It's a reflexive causative. In other words, cause to covered up. Okay, so this is a reflexive causative. In other words, Hithpalel. Okay, Hithpalel. That's what this thing. The master reads give us a little hint here. Gives a little help there with putting a hit on the front here. What we're looking at, hit. Now you have to take this hit and join it with the tau, and then now I'm going to give 2 explanations of what's happening here. I'll give you the official grammar book explanation first, and then I think I'll give you what's the real one. Okay, so hold on here. This is sorry if it gets a little esoteric here, but it's an interesting situation. Incidentally, I do see the same thing over here. So we got to get through this one first. This one's in third. This one's in third person. This one's in first person. So Hithpalel. Okay. So what has happened is you've had a doubling of the syllable. This one, sha and sha. So this one's doubled, and it's doubled up here. Then this syllable has opened up in the middle, and the grammar books are going to tell you this, and I have to tell you this, but it's something I just kind of hold in reserve. It's useful for seeing kind of what's happening to the letters, but I don't think it really had much reality in how the original Hebrews thought about it. Anyway, so you have the syllable opening up, the hit, that's the prefix form of the Hithpalel. The part of the prefix stays in the front, and it splits in half, and the second letter of the prefix moves into the middle here. This is known as metastasis, just like the word for cancer. Okay, and in a sense, I kind of regard it as sort of a cancer on this particular word. No, it isn't a great concept as to what happens. Now let's get back to how if I would have to go to Abraham and say, Abraham, we have metastasis here, and Abraham scratches his head and say, oh, what's that? That's crazy. Okay, I have to agree with him. Okay, let's get back to how Hebrews think about things. So the root yes is shinayin, okay, and then shinayin is still here. Now what you have is each letter here, okay, each one right here is going to have what I call a syntactic function. Okay, syntactic function. Each letter is doing a job. Okay, each letter is gonna function in some way in setting this whole thing up. So these, okay, this one is then a third person plural. The surik at the end just tells you it's third person plural. Whoever is doing this kind of crying or has their eyes smeared shut. This then is the root shinayin. That's the root, like right here. Simply root. These are the root words. Then this is the reduplication. Of course, the ayin is reduplicated, so this is pupel. In other words, it's emphatic duplication of this letter. Then the tau over here is still functioning as the prefixed part of the verb function of this surik. Okay, so that's the third person prefix part of this thing. Okay, so you still got the third. This then still is functioning syntactically to set up this verb in this third person plural. Okay, the tau. The she then has also a syntactic function. In other words, it does a job in defining things, and that is the same as asher. So that, okay, she, okay, she. I find this particular she quite often in Ecclesiastes, and so there's a syntactic function of this one too. It's quite a ways away from the root here, but it does have a syntactic function of so that, okay. Okay, then you got the he on the front, and then the he is often used. The hey on the prefix heys are used for articles and for emphasis and hifils and hofils and so forth. And so this hey has the causative function. And as I said, the hetic is placed here by the masora, so it gives you a hint as to its causative function here. So anyway, there it is. So the whole thing, I'm not moving things around and opening things up and splitting syllables syllables and all those things. I'm just assigning the syntactic function to each letter, and it can be tacked on one by one. I'm not splitting anything up, just simply looking to the syntactic function of each letter as it goes. So sorry if this gets a little complicated, but that's how this thing is made. We'll get to the complications once we get over here. Okay, let's get back to simple. Ani toratecha shishati. Okay, shishati. Here we got the pilkal. We get again the duplication of the syllable. Okay, duplicate. Here's a syllable, and duplicated out here, and then first person singular suffix form of this verb. Okay, I am very happy. Okay, I am happy. I am very happy. Why? Because I'm repeating the syllable of this root verb here. Okay, shishati, shasha. Okay, when I was thinking of this actress that was known as Shasha Gabor, also happy Gabor. Okay, maybe she had Jewish roots and they were using this particular verb to describe her personage. Okay, Shasha Gabor. Okay, it's good mnemonic if you want to remember this particular verb right here. Shashatati. Okay, ani toratecha shashati, shashati, shashati. I am so happy with your law. So this brings us to our passage. It's somewhat similar to this one, with a little difference in the prefixing, and of course a no suffix on the end of the root here, of the root of the sha, but the rest of it's there. So behukotecha in your statutes, esh. So this is first person, I. Okay. Shatacha. So that which, and this would have to still stay part of the Hithpalel construction. So it's first. This is third person Hithpalel or Hithpalel, and this is first person Hithpalel. Okay, so third person Hithpalel, first person Hithpalel. Just because of the aleph here. Okay, so esh tacha sha. Okay, so I will be very happy. Okay, I will be very happy. And in many translations, you will find the translators try to give some emphasis to what's happening here. I will be very happy with your statutes. And then lo esheka debrecha, because I will not forget your word. Okay, your word is something I'm not forgetting. So these two things are related. In this particular passage, each passage of Psalm 119, you're going to have something that's very much parallels Torah. Okay, so this first one parallels Torah. Okay, so this particular passage, you got two different things that parallel Torah. So you got the Hehutecha, that's Hukim, okay, Hukim, and the Deborah, look at that's the word, your word. Both of these parallel Torah. So this particular passage has a double dosage of Torah in it. So the law of God is emphasized in two different ways here in this particular passage. So may the word of the Lord be your delight. And it can get a little complex deciphering it here in the Hebrew, but it is most certainly a delight. And when you see something repeated in Hebrew, it's being emphasized, and this most certainly does emphasize the fact that we're very, 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 very happy to be studying God's statutes and to have it in our heart, and it's something that will allow us to not forget God's law. May God bless you today, and may you have a delightful day in His Word. God bless.